I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world.
Now, back to AB Sports Conversation with Anthony Carlo and Benzino the Hero.
Back where I belong. I never felt so strong.
We are back here on AB Conversation. We thank you for joining us today. We have a special guest, Franklin, here from Florida.
Yes.
Who just came on and spoke about the NBA postseason. Did some analyzing with Benzino and I, and now that's one of my favorite comebacks to this show. That one right there that Ben created.
Yes.
We're coming back.
Coming back home.
They're coming home, but we're coming back.
Yes.
And we're coming back to talk a little MLB. I'm a big Yankees fan, Franklin. I don't know about you.
Big time Yankee fan.
Oh, nice. I was
I
expecting.
bring in Yankee fans for you, Anthony. I do give you that.
Ben's a smart man.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe Tampa Bay, but you're not originally from Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
Just going to school there.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we have some, I guess, bigger news to talk about with Albert
definitely.
Pujols
Albert Pujols.
knocking number 500 out of the ballpark against the Nationals, same team that he hit number 400 against. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh, yeah, you were just about to say it.
Oh.
499.
Well, no. You could say that. When I was talking
Oh.
about his 400th, he hit against the
Oh.
Nationals as well.
Yeah.
So he had 499 and 500 in the same game.
Same
First
game,
First
man.
player ever to do that.
So Albert Pujols, a.k.a. the Machine,
Mhm.
has been, in my opinion, flying under the radar for a while now.
Definitely.
The Machine was called the Machine for a reason with 10-plus years in St. Louis. The numbers he put up were unconscious. I mean, some of the best. I mean, definitely the best player in the major leagues.
Definitely.
Goes over to the Angels. Past couple of seasons, fell off a little bit.
Albert Pujols turned into Albert Whoholes.
Is that now? Where do you come up with that nickname from?
I said it before.
Albert Are you
Who?
calling me human?
No.
Whoholes?
No, who?
Oh, Whoholes.
Yeah,
As in,
Pujols.
who was that guy in that
Oh,
jersey making
okay.
so much money?
Yeah.
That's
Can't produce.
Okay. I mean, I can agree with that because I feel like Albert. Look, I have his numbers right here.
All right.
We got from day one, 37, 130, 34, 127, 43, 124, 46, 123, 41, 117, 49, 137, 32, 103, 37, 116, 47, 139, 42, 118, 37, 99. Last year was St. Louis. I'm talking about his home runs and RBIs.
Wow.
37 and 99 was his last year with St. Louis.
Mhm.
Did they suspect it was going to go downhill from then on? I mean, I don't know, because then he went to the Angels and went 30 and 105, but his batting average, which was well above 300, had dropped to 285 that year, and then last year batted 258 and had 17 and 64.
Ooh.
I think that's some of the problems, though, because like a lot of these power hitters that come from the National League to the American League tend to struggle sometimes. You know,
Yeah.
these American League pitching tends to be a little bit more elite than the National League,
Yeah.
so that's always interesting.
I want to know one thing. This has been a hot topic so far with him, hitting his 500th home run. With the steroid era, I mean, still, relevant.
It's lingering.
Lingering, exactly. 500 has been said to be not as exciting anymore.
It's kind of tainted now. I mean, like nowadays, if a guy gets to 500, you started wondering like, well, how many of those home runs were actually like natural?
Exactly.
Can we believe in that product? And like going back, I believe like what was it during the off season or last season?
He tried to sue a guy because he said, "Yo, Albert Pujols, you're on steroids."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that comment kind of has lingered through since then, and it's been kind of like tainting his record.
Exactly. Now, isn't that an unfortunate thing that Albert Pujols, who never failed a drug test, never has really any proof besides word of mouth, has been put out there that say Albert Pujols was on steroids, but our minds as baseball fans, unfortunately, have to doubt everybody.
Yep.
Because of the way people come, up and get caught like this.
Like Ryan Braun.
Yeah, and Albert Pujols, unfortunately, we have to doubt him as well because he was one of the best players in the game, and we have to say there's been a slight, I mean, not a huge decline, but a slight decline in his production in the past few years.
Definitely, he's caught in the short end of the stick. Had this record been broken 2 years ago, I feel like there would have been more buzz about it.
And
Yeah.
because of like St. Louis.
And he's not no longer in St. Louis. I feel like if he would have been in St. Louis, that crowd, that fan base would have been all over it. But unfortunately, he's in Los Angeles Angels.
Yeah.
It's not that same squad. It's not as passionate as over there in St. Louis.
Definitely.
He's fallen under the radar. Now, to be fair to him, I can't accuse him of steroids. I just can't.
No.
Nah.
I can't accuse anybody like that gentleman did. You know, I think he was a writer. I believe he was a writer.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about that. We'll check that. But the person who accused him of taking steroids, I couldn't do that, because you can't take away something from a guy who, if he did earn it in an era where everybody was on steroids, I mean, that's just downright horrible.
I know it is, but like you also can't swallow that pill either.
Yeah.
You have to wonder. You sort of have to read that casing on the pill. You know,
Yeah.
read like, hold up, let me just make sure of the stats. And like you said, those 2 seasons, they don't fare well for him.
And he's been having a hot year. A hot start
He
now.
has been having a
And
hot
not to
start.
mention the past couple of seasons, he's been overshadowed by who, Mike Trout.
Mike
over there.
Trout.
Definitely.
And of course, Miguel Cabrera
Definitely.
still raking over in Detroit. But so aside from that, also today was the first day that a Major League Baseball game is played in Wrigley Field.
Happy 100.
Happy 100. So we have to give credit, we have to give notice to that. But let's move on to the Yankees and Red Sox. Franklin, did you see the series or no?
Nah, and I haven't seen that much. I saw the first series when they were in Yankee Stadium,
Yeah.
but I haven't saw a little bit. I know David Ortiz hit a home run last night.
David Ortiz did, but I think who stole the show was the man that,
The former Red Sox.
the former Red Sox, Jacoby
Jacoby.
Ellsbury. I was talking about another Yankee, but if you want to talk about Jacoby, let's talk about
Jacoby had a nice night in Boston. Even though it's his 3rd night back, he had to stick it to him. Yeah, I'm Jacoby Ellsbury. I used to do that for your team. Now I'm doing it for the other team. So does he feel a sense of excitement doing it in front of the whole crowd? I don't know, because as a Boston faithful, winning championships on that team, like, you're doing your job, but is it right to do it? I don't know, because you know what I mean. You know what I'm
think
trying to say.
That Boston fan base is passionate, and
So
they
is the
respect
Yankees.
your game.
Yep.
But the thing is, once you leave, you better not leave to that rival.
That's what I was
No,
trying to
yeah.
say, Franklin.
And
Thank
that-
you for telling me.
And Jacoby
you.
left for the big bucks, and you can't blame him. Now
Can't
he's on
blame
the
him. You
Yankee
can't blame him for the
Stadium. He's on
money.
the Yankees. He's wearing them pinstripes, and he's honestly a good player. He's versatile, puts the bat on the ball, can field. He just has to
He
stay
can run.
healthy.
He
He
can
could run
steal, yep.
also. Brett Gardner could learn from him a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brett Gardner tends to leave a little bit later in the count. Jacoby don't care. He's out.
Yeah.
So-
I want to say though that to me the rivalry is mixed up. Now, after all the years we saw the bad blood transcend, that the fights, the brawls, it's changed. There's not the same factor that I miss, and that was the hate between these two teams. It's no more. They're friends. Players trade uniforms, as you said. They head over the rival, and you better not come back. But as you said, you better not go to the rival. But to me, the whole essence to what the rivalry was about has changed, and it's unfortunate because I like the way that those two teams hated each other, and I feel like now it's sometimes it's confusing. I'm watching him like
Yeah.
Jacoby Ellsbury. He's a Yankee.
What was the last
happened?
real rival, like, what
mean,
had,
like-
escalated in the game?
04.
Now,
for that Don Zimmer event.
Well,
Go ahead.
what was your example?
Your example. Go ahead.
I have two. When Jabba threw the ball behind, I forgot who.
Kevin Youkilis
Kevin Yu.
twice.
And Youkilis was the
Which
Yankee
which
last
came
year.
over to the Yankees, yeah.
And
Now he's
Ver-
in Japan.
Veritek and
A-Rod.
A-Rod. That's the last ones I remember recently.
So 03 was what Franklin was talking about. Pedro Martinez, Don Zimmer.
Yeah, I remember that brawl. Like, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I mean, like, let's be honest. We don't see those brawls anymore.
No.
I mean, like, now, back in the day, you would zone out everything you were doing just to watch that 3-game series in the middle of the
yeah.
summer. I feel like, as a Yankee fan, you kind of have to look at the records, and we've only won one championship in the past, 12 years. Right?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Boston has won twice. And
yep.
they kind of been taking over the division the past couple of years. So I think this is our year, though. We're winning it this year.
Yeah.
Franklin.
I completely agree with him how you don't look at it the same way. You'd stop and freeze and watch the series. I don't feel like that happens as much. But Masahiro Tanaka, that's who my star was, giving up 2 runs against the Red Sox. Obviously a tough team, defending world champions. And Masahiro Tanaka's 3-0.
3-0.
3-0 here in American League in United States ball.
Correct.
Is he the ace of the New York Yankees? We went into this season me personally thinking there was no defined ace. CC has not proved that he's regained that spot. Nobody else. Obviously, everybody's been great. They've been solid between Pineda, Nova, Kuroda. But Masahiro, I know it's a little premature, but he's starting that track of taking over maybe that ace position.
I think definitely. I mean, like on paper, CC will have to be the ace, right? But as Yankee fans, we know who just got paid the big bucks, and that's Tanaka. You know, even though Cashman tried to downplay him and he was like, oh, maybe a third starter,
Right.
maybe
Oh,
fourth.
yeah, you're right.
Now we know he's going to have that ace spot. He has to, and he's been producing. I think he's got 3 decisions out of the 4 games that he's pitched in. He's pitched well. He's gotten a couple home runs, but we also have to know that you're used to pitching less games over there in Japan.
Yep.
So we have to see how he fares well in the whole season, and we also see that. And when the new pitcher goes up against a new batter, the pitcher usually has the
You gotta
advantage.
feel each other out, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I agree with him. I mean, I feel very happy that his 155 million plus is not so far going down the drain, because I feel happy that obviously he was coming over from Japan. He pitched to a whole separate league of, not to be disrespectful, but not as good hitters as there are here in the major leagues. And there was a lot of question marks. As you said, he came here for the money to be an ace. But they gave him that 3 label because, you know what, they didn't want to get basically laughed at. You know,
Exactly.
that they paid all this money for somebody who's not an ace. But now that he's coming out and producing early on, I'm very happy to see that as a Yankees fan.
By the end of May, we will know who the ace of the Yankees will be.
You can say
Are,
that.
yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
We mentioned brawls, as in Boston and Red Sox. There was a brawl last week with the Brewers and Pirates.
Yes.
Carlos Gomez, a feisty player off the Brewers. This first game of the season, he hits a home run against the Braves. He sprints around the bases to show them up for what they did last year. And the brawl I'm talking about this time is with the Pirates. He thought it was a home run, so he showboated the pitcher. He did a bat flip, but it wasn't a home run. It was off the wall. And then I believe the pitcher got mad at him.
Garrett Cole, yeah.
Garrett Cole, and bench is clear, punches was thrown, and somebody has a shiner, and that's the person on the Pirates.
Yeah.
And he's suspended. The person with the shiner.
Man,
It's
that
suspended.
might have been one of the awkwardest moments when that camera focused on him the next day and he was on the
Oh,
field
yeah.
stretching.
Yeah.
We were like, whoa, what happened to that guy?
Yeah. Where were you last
Yeah,
night?
right? Jesus Christ. But, like, I feel like those games, baseball itself in that situation, they have to bring it back to the old school days, you know? Before the brawl, that brawl happened too quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a nice up and fastball to the next batter, if you would have hit him,
Right.
then you would have sent the message.
Yeah.
There you
But
go.
nowadays, like going back to McCann last year, he stepped in front of him, I'm pretty sure, and he
And
covered the home plate.
Yep.
And then, like, that got into a little, tussle or an argument. Nah, back in the day, you got hit in the backside or in your shoulder, and then that you got hit. He got hit. Series of
Keep
events,
going,
and next
yep.
to you know, and then the brawl came. I feel like too much, like, diplomatic conversations. This is in Congress.
Put it on replay.
Yeah. We know Carlos Gomez likes to style. We know that he's the type of player I don't personally enjoy. I mean, obviously it makes things exciting, but if you're the pitcher, I'm not going to enjoy you showboating out of the box when and he's been in a bunch of altercations because of that, as you mentioned with McCann and but I've heard people coming up with a perspective now that they're tired of pitchers getting mad at that.
Exactly.
They're tired of pitchers becoming, sort of a big baby when
Yes.
the hitter shows them up. It used to be, whoa, everybody was on the pitcher's side. Like, what are you doing? Somebody, put him in his place. I think it's becoming so mainstream now that people are starting to get mad on the reverse side, that they're tired of seeing fights over the guy showboating out of the box.
Yep.
I mean, I know Russell Martin came out and, they charged, Gomez. Gomez, to me, he's crazy. I mean, I think he looks for trouble like that, but I also do see the opinion that it's getting a little old now.
Yeah. But like that, it's like that kid who's getting a little old out, committing the same old little joke on his parents or whatever. You gotta rough him up. You gotta throw that little fastball inside, move him out the plate. He'll learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully he'll learn. And lastly, for baseball news, we have to incorporate the NBA in this.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Former NBA All-Star Slam Dunk champion Tracy McGrady is now a pitcher. He's on the roster
man, for the
for minor league, the Sugarland Skeeters.
Oh, here we go,
Team
Michael
X.
Jordan all over again.
No, he actually can pitch. He was ranged at 87, his fastball. So a
Hey,
player
Ben.
like that, what, 50?
If I'm getting an 87 mile per hour fastball, I'm popping it out into the seats.
Really?
I mean, for the minors, it's okay.
Yeah, for the
if
minors,
he
he's a
tries to-
retired player.
You know he's gonna get a shot probably in the big leagues. I mean, it's Tracy McGrady.
It's T-Mac.
You know, these minor teams, you know, they rely on these little like short little appearances from a popular
Yeah.
player.
When
So,
A-Rod was going through the minor leagues last year, it was like
Exactly.
the Beatles came to town.
Yeah.
so I'll be like, but the man is 6'6", right? 6'7", 6'8".
6'7", 6'8".
So like, can you imagine that hand covering the ball?
Oh my God, I can't. He probably
His changeup,
palms it.
His changeup could be deadly if he throws. I don't know what pitches he throws,
I
but
don't
like
know.
that ball can have movement, but it can help a team. I don't know whose minor league team he's playing for,
Nah.
under what farm
Yeah.
system he is, but it's baseball at this time. They could use any
Lazy eye will throw off the catcher sometimes.
lazy eye. He might throw out a fan. I don't know.
Oh, Ben.
That
I'm
better
sorry,
watch out.
T-Mac. You should have had a better career in the pros. I'm sorry. For the NBA pros, not the MLB pros.
Who knows? He's not 40 yet, right?
He's not 40 yet.
Not 40 yet. No.
Clemens can come back.
Clemens can come.
T-Mac can do
But
it.
then we also got to call that comeback a little questionable.
Oh, yeah.
now,
Oh
you know?
man,
Come on,
And the
T-Mac,
Yankees
don't
paid
do
him
it.
$30 million to
That-
come
that-
back for half a season.
That hurt me inside. He was my favorite pitcher growing up, and when
Yeah.
I found that out, I kind of like
Yeah.
kind of laid back for a little bit.
Oh,
You
man.
lied to me.
You is a liar, man.
Yeah.
His son's pitching though.
Yeah, that's true. His son is pitching.
Isn't he pitching for the Astros too?
Think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But AB conversation. Do we have anything else to discuss today?
Franklin, we do appreciate you making an appearance
Thank you. Thank
from Florida. Had to take that plane to JFK today to be here. I appreciate
Listen,
it.
when we-
Anthony appreciates
When we
it.
get our NBA analysts in here, we get them in first class plane. You know, that's it. They're in and out. I
He's
mean,
like, did you have a poodle like Tanaka?
you. A poodle like Tanaka. Nah.
Yeah, coming from Florida.
Nah, man. I rode on that soul plane. You know.
So plain. And Rob Jiggity was here today.
Rob Jiggity.
Rob Jiggity, thank you for showing.
Thank you for
like
showing
to say
up.
anything for the fans?
I love y'all.
Rob Jiggity signing
Ben,
off.
what are you gonna do with all our listeners are here? Where's
Well,
the shout out list gonna
all right.
consist of now?
I had to condense the shout out list. We have Carlos, FG, Yuli, Freddie, Nick, Rob Jiggity, Will Craft. Oh, Rob Jiggity's here. What's up, Rob? We have your brother Chris Jiggity, Will Jigs, Will Craft, Alex, Game Plans, Don A. Runs. It was Will and FG's birthday yesterday, our two listeners. So
Happy birthday,
happy
guys.
belated to y'all. We appreciate it. And
Shout out. Hold on, gonna do a shout out.
yeah.
Shout out the college basketball team for the school, the Iona College basketball team. I was working in the NCAA tournament, and I was hanging out in the media room, and I was kind of like getting overshadowed by like, an experienced guy. He took us under his wing. He was like, "Where are you from?" I was like, "New Rochelle." Within 2 seconds, he was like, "Oh, Iona College." I was like, "Oh, you know them?" And he was like, "Yeah, the NCAA basketball tournament. They have a good team."
I
was
told
surprised.
y'all
I was-
about us.
Yeah,
We
it's
nice.
crazy.
We on the up and up here at Iona, and AB Conversations on the up and up. You see the moves we make.
Absolutely. You could say that again.
You see the moves we make.
But for Benzino and Franklin Osario and Rob Jiggity, I'm Anthony Carlo. Hopefully we'll be returning next Monday.
Next Monday.
Schedule time. We'll finally be back on our normal schedule, 6:15. But we can't forget Benzino is music director here at Iona.
Oh yeah.
Did a great job getting an interview with Springfest icon, which will be appearing Friday, Ryan Leslie.
Ryan Leslie, the show is on April 25th. That's this Friday, and it'll be at the Heinz Gym, the main gym, 8:30. The show is, and Ryan Leslie, a big name in the music world, so come out to the show.
Show up. Listen to the man. He said it. But everybody enjoy your week. Watch some sports. Get that hockey in.
Hockey,
Friday,
man.
Rangers will be playing, and NBA playoffs and all that good stuff. We'll see you here next week. Have a good night, everyone.